The morning exploded with chaos, the kind that makes your pulse race before you've even had coffee. I just stepped onto my lawn, mower rumbling, when Lydia Harper's voice cut through the air like a siren. "Back off, Nathan Cole, or I'm calling the cops," she shrieked, standing barefoot in a neon-pink robe, clutching a mug that screamed suburban royalty. Her platinum hair glowed under the rising sun, but her eyes were pure venom. She stood on a patch of grass I'd mowed for a decade, land I'd paid taxes on, land my deed swore was mine. The absurdity hit me like a slap. Her garager gleaming two-car temple of HOA pride was built 5 feet over my property line. I didn't know it yet, but that truth was about to ignite a war. Willow Creek had been my quiet haven for 12 years, a half-acre lot just beyond the claws of the Willow Creek Homeowners Association. I was a bachelor, a county records clerk who liked my privacy and my freedom from HOA nonsensical rules about mailbox colors or lawn ornaments here. Lydia, though, was the HOA's self-anointed queen. She'd seized power after a single potluck fundraiser, ruling with a clipboard and a vendetta against anyone who didn't kneel. Her McMansion across the street, with its gurgling fountain and manicured hedges, was her throne. She fined neighbors for untrimmed shrubs and banned basketball hoops, all while preaching community standards. Trouble crept in like a shadow. One evening, I pulled in my driveway and spotted a metal sign bolted to my fence. "No trespassing, Willow Creek HOA." My fence. My land. The HOA's logo glared, Lydia's name etched in tiny print at the bottom. I figured it was a mix-up, maybe a prank. But when I knocked on her door, she answered in oversized sunglasses while VYing a pen like a wand. "You're VY-OLADing the green space ordinance," she said. "That side yard's HOA property now." I stared, dumbfounded. "Lydia, I'm not in your HOA. My deed's clear since 2010. She smirked, shutting the door in my face. "We'll see." The next day, a second sign appeared, staked near my mailbox. Fury replaced confusion. I dug out my deed, survey, and plat map, poring over them at my kitchen table. Everything confirmed my lot was mine, but Lydia's backyard, her garage, her rose garden looked suspiciously close. Too close. I hadn't flown my drone in years, not since a buddy needed roof photos, but I dusted it off and sent it up. The footage was a gut punch. Lydia's garage wasn't just near my land, it was on it. 5 feet of concrete sprawled past her boundary, her rose trellis and part of her lawn stealing my dirt. I sat in my dark, VYing room, the truth sinking in. She wasn't mistaken. She was a trespasser. I printed the drone stills and marched to her house, survey in hand. Lydia met me on her porch, a phone pressed to her ear. "Your garage is on my land," I said, thrusting the papers forward. She laughed, tossing them into her azaleas. "Faked," she snapped. "You're just mad I'm enforcing order." She waved her phone. "HOA security's on speed dial. Leave." I walked away, her cackle trailing me, but I wasn't done. I was VYD. Sleep evaded me. Questions swirled. Was I liable for her garage? Could she sue me? I called Ellen Vance, a real estate attorney known for crushing bullies. She VYEU'd my files over coffee, her grin widening at the drone shots. "This is a slam dunk," she said. "Her encroachment's illegal. You're not responsible, she is." Ellen planned a professional survey to confirm the violation, followed by a cease and desist letter. If Lydia didn't budge, we'd file a quiet title action. "Brace yourself," Ellen warned. "She won't go quietly." She didn't. Days later, I woke to find Lydia hosting a garden brunch on the disputed land, a new pergola staked into my dirt. Her laughter floated across the street as she toasted with neighbors, claiming my property like a conqueror. I called Ellen. "Survey. Now." Carl, the surveyor, arrived with a team and high-tech gear, GPS, laser sensors, the works. They mapped my lot meticulously while Lydia watched from her lawn, sipping lemonade and glaring. "You got a permit for this circus?" she yelled. Carl smirked. "You're the one needing permits, my am for that garage." By noon, the results were in. My boundary was exact, and Lydia's garage, pergola, and garden crossed 5 feet in my land. Carl handed me a digital map, the encroachment in bold red. "You've got her dead to rights," he said. I expected a retreat. Instead, Lydia attacked. That afternoon, she stormed my yard with a garden hose, spraying my fence while screaming about reclaiming HOA territory. I recorded every second her rant about sabotage, her wild swings at a surveyor's tripod. The VY Deo went VY Ral on a local Facebook group, dubbed host Tyrant's Meltdown. Comments exploded, nicknaming her Sprinkler Queen and memeing her mid-spray face on a castle walls. I hadn't meant to shame her, but she'd terrorized the neighborhood for years. The internet's justice felt fair. Ellen drafted a cease and desist letter, citing the survey, drone footage, and Lydia's host tantrum. It went to her and the HOA board, warning of lawsuits if the encroachment wasn't fixed. The HOA sent Greg, a jittery board member, to my porch. He admitted they'd skipped a proper survey when Lydia built her garage, trusting her documents. "She's forceful," he mumbled. I demanded the encroachment removed and an apology. He nodded but offered nothing concrete. Lydia escalated. I woke to 5 new no trespassing signs in my yard, her signature scrawled on each. She draped caution tape around her pergola, turning my lawn into a mock crime scene. My cameras caught her sneaking over at dawn, hammering stakes. I added the footage to my growing archive, now a saga of her unraveling. Then came a game changer. Clara, the HOA's treasurer, slipped me a USB drive one evening, her hand shaking. "I'm done covering for her," she said. The drive held years of HOA records, including a 2016 memo warning that Lydia's garage might encroach. The board had buried it, cowed by her bullying. This wasn't just a land grab, it was negligence. Ellen's eyes gleamed when I showed her. "This makes the HOA liable," she said. "We've got them." Lydia didn't stop. She filed a county complaint, claiming my shed permitted for 7 years was illegal. The inspector, Roy, cleared it in 10 minutes, rolling his eyes. "Neighbor spite," he said. "I know the type." I thanked him and kept documenting. The online firestorm grew. My Facebook posts hit local news, and a reporter, Mia, interviewed me. I showed her the drone footage, survey, and hose VY Deo. Lydia declined comment, but the headline HOA, Queen builds garage on neighbor's land, tries to claim it lit up the county. At the next HOA meeting, streamed by Clara, Lydia called me a cyber bully. The crowd didn't clap. A neighbor stood and asked, "Why are we risking lawsuits for her mistake?" Lydia faltered, her grip slipping. Ellen filed the quiet title action, and the court date loomed. Lydia's antics faded, her jog stopped, her blinds stayed shut. Kids sold hose-free zone stickers at the corner. I bought a stack, chuckling. The courtroom was stark, the air thick with tension. I sat with Ellen, my EVY Denke organized. Lydia arrived in a teal blazer, her rookie lawyer fumbling papers. The judge, a no-nonsense woman with a sharp gaze, cut through the noise. Lydia's lawyer claimed good faith, but Ellen shredded him, presenting the survey, footage, memo, and hose VY Deo. The judge smirked at Lydia's outburst on screen. Lydia tried to claim I'd faked it with MOVY magic. The judge shut her down. "Got a survey to dispute this?" she asked. Lydia's lawyer stared at the floor. They had nothing. The ruling was quick. Lydia's garage was an illegal encroachment, the HOA negligent. I won damages for fees, stress, and property misuse, plus a restraining order against Lydia. Leah VYing the courthouse. I felt light, VY indicated. The HOA offered to buy the disputed strip at a pitiful price. I refused. Instead, I built a fence 5 feet tall, painted cobalt blue, slicing through Lydia's garage foundation. I hung a sign, "Boundary secured. Trespassers O." Lydia watched from her porch, silent, as the posts rose. The fence became a local icon, the hose wall, with teens snapping selfies. For kicks, I listed the 5-foot strip on Airbnb as Boundary Camp. For $50 a night, guests grilled and laughed at Lydia's garage. It booked fast, covering my legal costs. One couple toasted their anniversary there, calling it Petty Paradise. I sent them a hose-free sticker. Lydia's reign ended. The HOA voted her out, Clara taking over. Her house wouldn't sell, buyers spooked by the lawsuit. She sent a realtor to beg me to buy it. I passed. Let her stew. Months later, I stood in my new garden. Peppers thriving where her concrete once sat. Sunflowers guarded the line. AMOVing truck idled at Lydia's curb, her furniture piled high. She glared my way. I raised my coffee mug and turned back to my plants. Justice wasn't loud. It was a fence, a garden, and the quiet hum of a neighborhood free from her noise. Somewhere, a hose lay forgotten, its tyrant gone. If you were the one in this story, how would you react? Would you stand up and fight back, or accept the unreasonable pressure and control from the HOA? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video with more people. Your small action gives us the motivation to keep bringing you more intense and engaging stories. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.